All right, here's a quick intro for a very large, very level tract at Timber Shoals Ranch. This is 7 acres, happens to be tract 74, and we've got it outlined in red here. So the north side and the south side um, border the a couple of easement roads. So you've got access on both sides, which is great. Let's zoom out here and we'll start this way. So this is Timber Shoals Ranch, huge private peninsula on Bull Shoals Lake, basically completely surrounded by the lake. Bull Shoals is a Corps of Engineer lake, which means the shoreline and the water itself is owned and controlled by the Army Corps of Engineers. So they have the water and then actually a buffer strip going back from the water, and that's so they can raise and lower the water level at the dam for flood control and also, I believe, for power generation. So what that means is that if you have access to that Corps of Engineer land, um, you can use it for recreation. You can use the shoreline for fishing and all that good stuff. And so here at Timber Shoals Ranch, as you can see, we have multiple spots on these private roads that get you to that Corps of Engineer land. So um, different locations that, I mean, the unique thing is the Corps of Engineer land is open to public use, but Timber Shoals Ranch, this darker green area, these are all private tracts. So these roads are only for property owners. So by and large, all of the shoreline is only accessible by vehicle or four-wheeler or whatnot for property owners. So it's extremely private. In fact, we spent the entire day out there today, 5 of us. We started up here at State Line Cove. That's where we put the jet skis in the water. And then the guys and girls on the jet skis um, rode them to the south. And I actually took the truck and went all the way down here, and I met them at the Sandy Beach area, and that's where we hung out all day. So that was kind of our base camp. We jet skied all up and down this east side, all up and down this west side. Just a blast. And so darn private because, like I say, unless you're a property owner, you can't get a vehicle to this area or this area or this. I mean, it's pretty unique situation. So anyway, zooming in here. Um, oh, also property covenants are in place to protect your investment. You can check the website to check those out. I mean, basically, if you're going to build any kind of standard home or cabin on a concrete foundation, you'll probably be perfectly fine. It's just to keep the area looking neat and to protect your investment. 600 square foot minimum, and then a few other things. But I mean, you can check those out certainly on the listing page at the website. So let's do this. To get to the property, here's Moark Road up on the top. That's a paved road. So you take that down to the south. It ends right here at the state line. So this is Missouri on the north, Arkansas on the south. The paved road comes to an end. Uh, actually, there's a gate that goes to this gentleman's house. But what you do is you take a left onto the gravel easement road that'll lead down to the property. This pink line um, is indicates a trail to State Line Cove that goes over this meadow on the Missouri side. Um, so this is not actually an easement, but we do happen to own the south side of this meadow, and you're more than welcome to use this trail. Um, when you get to the Corps of Engineer land, then you're on the public land, and there's a road right down to State Line Cove and a nice natural place. That's, like I said, where we launched the jet skis today. It's just a hard packed gravel, gradual slope into the water, so it's really nice for launching jet skis or a pontoon boat or a bass boat or whatever. And again, it's extremely private because although the Corps of Engineers is open for public use, uh, the only road to get there crosses this private land. And unless you have permission, you can't cross the private land. So, um, we started there, like I said, then I met them at the south side. We ended up going back because they wanted to hang out again at State Line Cove just because it was gorgeous. And we caught a bunch of fish there as well. I mean, that was a really fun day. So anyway, um, Moark Road, come to the south side, jog to the left, and then continue south on the gravel road. I'll tell you the way that I would get to this property, although, I mean, you can look at these roads. There are several different ways. At the first Y, take a left, follow that, stay to the right, go through this little meadow, go through this little meadow, you'll come to another Y, take a left, and then you'll come to this larger meadow here. From there, you follow that around to the north side of the property. To get to the south side, obviously, you can take this road, this easement road, this easement road. Now, most of the easement roads here are going to be, I mean, you'll probably want a truck or an SUV. These roads, when we bought this Timber Shoals Ranch, this peninsula, they were already in place, but they hadn't been used for years. So the guys are in the process of trying to clean them up, widen them up a little bit. So I mean, it's one of those deals. If you're in a brand new Denali or a brand new $80,000 pickup truck, you know, I can't say you won't get a couple scratches driving out here. We've been just fine, but some of these, like these main roads here, probably just fine. These interior roads, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I haven't been on some of these roads. I know that the surveyors surveyed them out, so they're on the map and they're there, but I don't know if I would bring in, like I say, a new truck or an SUV on any of these kind of secondary roads, but just something to be aware of. So anyway, let's zoom in and we'll have a look at this property. This is a really nice tract. You can see from this meadow area, which constantly has deer in it. You've got this trail that goes off to the water. I've never been on this particular trail. I've been on this one here many times, not many times, but probably 4 times. This one I've never been on. This one I've never been on. I mean, come on out and explore. Bring your 4-wheeler, bring your side-by-side. I mean, it's just a ton of fun out here. Okay. There we go. Oh, now that changed views on us. Okay, it's all right though. This is more of a late fall type of view. That's fine. So about 140 feet wide on the north side, gets wider as you head to the south. And then it's got about 545 feet of frontage on this road on the south side. Zoom way in. These are just different base maps here on the left and the middle. That's why the color change. And again, the shaded area is going to be the Corps of Engineer land. Okay, this actually shows it pretty well. This is useful. So great mix of hardwood and cedar. You're going to find, well, some really large hardwood trees, but also we were super impressed by some of the monstrous cedar trees on this property. There's a beautiful cedar grove here on the north side that we walked to. This aerial shows what looks like a cedar grove to me, more toward the south end, which is interesting, and then a good mix of hardwood as well. And you can check out the drone video. We did a wintertime drone video, which I think does a really good job showing this property. Switch to the Google map. Okay, I'm going to try to zoom in one more time. Okay, that's as close as we can go. Look, no, I thought it was. Okay, that actually looks pretty useful. So when we did the video, we parked up here, and we walked back this way. And I don't know, this might be the cedar grove we saw, or this might be it. But basically, the darker green trees are probably the cedars, and the lighter green are the hardwoods. And this area here, this to me looks like a natural glade, but I have not seen it from the ground. I've only seen it from this aerial, but it kind of looks like a natural Ozark glade to me. So I don't recall if I mentioned it. I know I did on the drone video, but one of the super special things about this track is how very level it is. As we switch to topo map, really quickly on the topo map, the lines indicate elevation changes of 20 feet. So between this line and this line is a total 20-foot elevation change. So if you look over here on the right, when the lines are close, that indicates that it's fairly steep. When the lines are further apart, it's fairly flat. As you can see, the lines are very far apart on this track, so extremely flat. The part that we walked here on the north side, I mean, I would just plain call that flat. I know there's a line here, but that's just indicating a gradual change, because look at the space between lines. There's no line for quite a ways. And then here on the south side, the extreme south end looks like it does probably slope down just a little bit, but by and large a very flat track, which is unusual anywhere in the Ozarks to have 7 acres. That's all good, flat, usable land. Like I said, other than this extreme south end, which does look like it slopes down a little bit. Or from the road it would slope up, I guess. What a nice track. There's the Google map. Google map is showing um, actually a wintertime photo here and then a summertime photo here where the property is. That's why it looks kind of funky. But it's still Google Maps is a good base map. So yeah, that's State Line Cove up there. That's great. Um, I mean, I could go on and on about Timber Shoals Ranch, especially like I said, since we spent the entire day there today, and actually just finally got back to the office. It's about 9 p.m. But great property. You can check us out at InstantAcres.com. If this tract is still available, that's where you'll find it. You can give us a call in the office, or you can shoot us an email at sales@instantacres.com. We would love to talk to you about the 7 acres if you still have it. If we don't, then I guess you're kind of out of luck. But maybe we'll have something else that you'll like. There it is, 7 acres at Timber Shoals Ranch.